Hello fellow gunners, Tim here at the Reloading Bench. I'll do some more loading with the NOE bullet. This cast out at 130 grains. It's a hollow point. We're going to stay in the old shotgun only powder series with the 2028. I'm going with going up half grain intervals. Sorry about that. We're going to start out with 7 grains, then we're going to go 7.5, 8, and then 8.5. And now I'm comparing this to Unique. And in my lineman book, it's got a 121 grain bullet, similar to the size of this bullet. So, and it's showing, I think it was 9.3 or 9 grains. Let's just say 9 grains is a max. So I'm going with 8.5 on this powder because I think it's just a little bit faster. So we're going on the cautious side here. All right, we're going to start out with 7 grains. Now, if you guys watched my last video with the clay dot, you know I was having a little bit of trouble starting out with this bullet. Deforming a little bit at the nose. Well, I've got over that. They're not doing that. So, good deal. So these are going to be easier to load. I'm not having to be cautious about it. I am going to show you what the overall case length is. All right. This hollow point, we're going 1, 2, 9, 7. Well, I ain't a 2. It's a 5. Sorry. I thought 2 didn't sound right. 1, 5, 9, 7. That's our overall case length, or cartridge length, overall length. I want to load a couple of these. I want to see if this powder is easy to throw as the clay dot. I noticed that clay dot, when I threw it, it was pretty consistent on how it threw out of the measure. I just want to kind of see if this is pretty consistent with how it throws. You know? 3 for 3 so far. So, alright, I may need to go a little more cautious than what I was. See right there, it's got a little bit of offset. That's okay. Ain't no big deal. Well, we're 4 for 4 for throwing consistent. like I said, the reason why I'm using unique loading data is because this powder on the burn rate chart is supposed to be just pretty close to it. So I think it's just a little bit faster. All right. Throw one more charge. There it is. 5 for 5, guys. That powder's really good about throwing out of the RCBS. Powder measure. There's my last one, guys. All right. So I'm going in half grain increments, starting out at 7 grains, then 7.5, then 8, and then 8.5. That's going to be my max charge. That's where we're going with these, guys, and I'll see you at the range. Hey guys, Tim here. We're at the range. Today we're going to be shooting the Rossi 971. I'm going to be using the NOE hollow point. This weighs 130 grains. And I'm going to be using 2028. We're going to start out with 7 grains, and we're going to go up to 7.5, 8, and then 8.5. And just hope we don't blow my face off. All right, here we go. Woo! Man. All right. Well, I'm not seeing any pressures. Let's look at this. Nope. No pressures. All right. That was 7 grains of 2028. All right, guys. Here we go with 7.5 grains of 2028. This thing's shooting low. I just shot below my target. All right, they released okay. Looking at the primers. Yeah, we're starting to see a little bit of sign here, but you know what? They're Magnums. You got to see a little bit of sign. All right, guys, here we go with 8 grains. don't have much to show you on target. It's shooting way too low. It's shooting below my target. I'm going to have to, those ejected okay. Look at the primers. Yeah, oh yeah, we're still doing good. Doing real good. Alright guys, like I said, I've been shooting low. I just raised my sights up. Maybe I can get 5 of them on the paper. Alright, I just had a little trouble pulling the hammer back on that one. Alright, I'm glad this is my last shot right here. Actually, that was my last shot. That 8.5 was pretty harsh. Now the cases came out though. Let's look at the primers. Alright, that one. Yep. Alright. I got one showing a little bit of pressure. That's probably the one I had, which was my last shot. I had a little trouble pulling the hammer back. You can see the primer flowed back up into the firing pin hole. The other 4 looked really good. Here's 2 of the other 4. Not bad at all. All right, guys, that was interesting. That had a lot of flash. Even though I raised my sight up, I got 4 to print. Not too bad a group. All right. See you back at the bench. Hey guys, I'm back from the range. And we're doing the 2028 and the 357 using the 130 grain NOE hollow points. This is my first group with the 7 grains. I think I could do better. Now, in this, well, you've seen already in this video where the report and the recoil is so much more than the clay dot. The clay dot is not meant for Magnum velocities. It's meant for more target. It's a fast burning powder. It's somewhere between red dot and, I'm saying this backwards, but bullseye and red dot. It's somewhere in between those two as far as burn rate. And it's supposed to mimic clays, Hodgins clays. And a lot of people use the data from the Hodgins clays to do that. But now you got to remember, these are different powders. The one mimics the other, and it's not the same. So when you load this powder, the clay dot, make sure, or any other powder that you don't have loading data for, make sure you have starts and finishes. And if you see signs, know your guns, guys. Make sure you see the sign and stop before you get to a point where there's no return. Just don't get to that point. All right. Now, this is the next group. Now, this gun, I noticed the faster it shot this bullet, and you can tell that, you know, I'm going faster. I'm using a slower burning powder, and it's going faster. got more powder in it. It's just going faster. There we go with, well, you know how fast it's going. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. I'm working on it. Okay. The faster it went, the lower it shot. And I brung the guy up before that in my local town that I used to live in. There was a gun shop owner, and I've talked about him, but he had a theory that a slower bullet the gun tends to raise more before the bullet gets out, and a faster bullet, it actually gets out the gun before you have time for the recoil to raise. Now, I have a 4-inch barrel. I don't know how true that is. I have a carbine. I could probably see that, but I don't know. But anyway, there's the 7.5. Now, these bullets kept shooting below my target, and you can tell I've actually got quite a bit of space here. I think there's, 5 inches. 5 inches from here to here. So, and then here's my last one, 8.5. Now, I've already cleaned my brass, but I've taken a picture of it, so I'm going to put that on the tail end there where you can see the brass. This is starting to show some pressure. So, and there we go again. The load data I was looking at was for a 125 grain bullet with unique, and it showed 9.3 grains as being max. Now, that was also in my Lyman cast handbook, the 3rd edition. And I've been told by several people that in that handbook, the data is actually stronger than what it really should be. And in the 4th edition, they've actually brung the powder down, and some say that it's not as high as it should be. So somewhere between the 3rd and 4th edition is where this load lands. But now, with that said, I looked it up on my Alliant data, and for the 125 grain spear gold dot, I believe that's what it is. But anyway, it showed 9.3 as the max for unique. But on the 35, or was it 30? 35 grain. On the 35 grain, it showed like 7.9 grains of unique to be the max. That's quite a bit of difference with only 10 grains of change in the weight of the bullet. So, me pushing it to 8.5 may have been too much. So, and it was pretty harsh. And you've already seen where I had trouble pulling the hammer back on the next to the last round. That was a pressure sign. That was a primer had flowed back into the firing pin hole and was just kind of locked it up a little bit, keeping it from the cylinder from turning. So I don't recommend going to, with the 130 grain bullet, going to 8.5. I'm going to drop that down. But with that said, I didn't think the 8 grain was quite, I don't know. 8 grains is probably where you should stop on the 2028. So, and I'll post a picture on the end of this video of the brass, and hopefully you can see what I'm showing you. So, okay, it's doable, but I am finding out the more I use this 2028 powder that it is just a slight bit faster than unique, and the pressures tend to get there before unique does. So with that in mind, guys, be cautious when you come up to max with this powder. That's all I need to say. I'm going to post those pictures there on the end. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next video, guys.